What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. We are still out here on the Malibu, running against the clock, trying to get this thing done so we can shake it down, hopefully have a little fun this season. So, if you watched me struggle through the wheel tubs, I apologize, but we conquered those, and we are on to closing up the rear firewall, is what I'm calling it, the back seat firewall. But in a standard car, you have a back seat. And then it's funny because I believe, you guys can let me know in the comment section, but if you had a car and you have the fuel cell in the trunk, they count your back seat as a firewall, which is ridiculous because on these cars, it has like stuffing that's super old and super flammable, and it's just a spring deal. And I don't know, I think that does count, but I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section. But I thought that was a little ridiculous, so I made a firewall. We already had one in there previously, but when we did the tub job, I cut all the stuff out, including that firewall portion, so I could dig out the tubs, the old inner fender wells and all that stuff. So now what we're doing is we're trying to button it back up. So if you watch the last video, I made a paper template. I struggled, it was raining, and it was kind of just like no fun, and I was like, you know, I'm good. So off camera, I'll show you what we got done. I took the paper template, we made a metal version, right, of the paper template. So it is clecoed in place, just sitting there, fits as well as it's gonna be. That left an opening on either side. Bada boom, bada bing. So I made paper templates of the openings, and then we turn those, whoop, back into metal pieces, right? So we don't bore you guys, and we can kind of fast forward this thing. Essentially, you trace this, you cut this out. We got all that done. So now what we're gonna do, and I figured I'd fill you guys in on this, because some of you may wonder, like, how do you get it in there and set it up, and like when you're on Clecos or whatever. So one of the easier things that I did is I fit it in the car, and I picked one point, right? So you get that 1 point fit, and I put a hole in it. So this is an 1/8 inch hole. Got a hole punch right here to make life easy. So we marked it, popped it. Now I can get in the car, and I have my drill in there. We're going to drill this first hole, make sure that that's lined up, and then that'll give us something that'll stay, and I can manipulate this other side and get bam, boom. We'll probably try to do 2 or 3 points of contact. And again, you want to use Cleco so your stuff goes back into place when you pull it in and out. So same thing with this. Put a hole in it. If you're wondering, yes, they are different sizes. And, it's not symmetrical, and it is what it is. Let's go slam these things in, kind of get a look at it, and then see how we did. The other thing that's nice, it looks like all my standing water is gone, but yeah, man, it's, oh, look at, still dripping. So I think we'll have to run a car cover or address that at some point. Ow. A little yoga, get your head on the bar, make sure you're awake. So, all right, we are back here. We'll start with this side, and it's kind of crunched for room, but basically I'm just drilling a hole, so I don't think I need to show you guys that, but we got our 1/8 inch drill bit. Let me fit one of these. I'll need 2 hands, and we'll drill a hole, I'll put it in, and I'll show you guys kind of how that works, and then we should be able to swing it up and then slam one in and have a 2-point deal. Hey, I'm trying to get some work done over here. Shush, shush. Okay, we got this side Clecoed down. We're leaving that edge just kind of free willy, because at a certain point I'll just probably grab a tack on it, and then we're gonna probably stitch it across here, and then we'll just put the goop, magical goop, on it to seal things up. Obviously we can, you know, weld it in a few other spots, but I figured I would share this with you. So this is the single, right? So put the panel up, marked a hole, and then I drilled it to where this fits in. So now it holds it, and I have 1 point of contact, and it still moves, but at least I can kind of manipulate it, put it where it should go, and then I can hold it with one hand and drill with the other, and hopefully kind of keep it stationary. So once you get both of those in, like on this one, you know, now that we're talking and I was looking at it, it's a little proud here, but I'm gonna have to attach the top side, right? Well, now it's Clecoed, I can pull it in and out and measure, maybe trim this edge off. so it reveals the fold here so we can have easy spots to tack weld it, right? And then when I take it off and put it on, it's gonna go in the same spot because of the Clecos. So that's kind of the purpose of Clecos and why I use them. And it's nice, like I said, once I slam these in, I can pull this in and put it out as many times as I want. Like if I wanted to pull this out, I'd go, hey, you know what, I really want to bead roll this or whatever. I would kind of know the attachment points, I could measure it out. And then if I wanted to bead roll the thing, then we could put it back in and, you know, take it out. So it's cool that you can do that. And it helps you if you're modifying things to keep track. And when you make a move or a bend or you do anything, you know that it's in the right spot. Just holding it, eyeballing it, and then trying to tweak the panel and then hold it and fit it. I mean, I used to do that a lot, and you end up chasing your tail is what happens. So get some Clecos and hammer it in. So let me get this one done. I'll kind of show you guys. We'll back up so you can see what it looks like, so it's not like, oh, camera, you know, and then we'll keep rolling. All right, so there it is. Yeah, it's funny, that one goes down a little bit and then that goes down a lot harder. Like you can kind of see the angle on it, but hey, whatever, right? Good enough for the girls I go with. So what I'm gonna do at this point, and then the holder on that one's a little uglier than this one. This one turned out a little bit better, but hey, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to just call it good here, and I want to think and stare at this a little bit. I may off camera kind of shave stuff down and get it ready to where I could basically weld it in if it was ready to rock and roll. But I'm going to bounce the idea around again of putting an access panel in here, because I think I'm going to weld this thing. I'm not going to screw off. I think I'm just going to stitch weld it every X amount of, you know, inches or whatever, and then seal this edge up. And if I do that, this thing's basically kind of permanent, because I didn't leave a flange or anything so I could rivet the deal. So I really didn't want to rivet it. Everything's just going to be stitch welded in, and this will be a fixture in the car. So I'm going to kick that idea around of making an access panel and before I make stuff permanent. And I could do it, you know, we could weld this in. I could come back and just cut this out and do that. But if I made the panel, the access panel now, I could pull this out and do it on the bench. If I decide to do it later, I have to crawl in here and cut stuff, and we might have carpet and this thing might be all rock and roll, and I'm like, damn it, I really need to get back there, and I don't want to do that to myself. So short and sweet today. I had somebody stop by. I had Eddie yelling at me, helping the boy with homework, and that's life. But we made progress. That's what counts. We get out here an hour a day. I know that I said that a lot. Happel says that a lot. Hopefully other people that you watch, it goes a long way. It really does, and that's about all we got in today. So the video is short and sweet. Hope you guys got a tip or found some value in like my little sheet metal deal, because a lot of guys I realize don't actually do the kind of stuff that I do all the time. So even though it seems like a small tip or a you should know that, you know, hopefully it helps one or two of you guys out and you get your stuff done. So that is it. We're gonna keep after it. We gotta get this thing ready to rock and roll in fighting shape. You guys know what to do. Till next time, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.